Now, let us consider how to insert basic types of graphs in Excel. So we're going to start by entering a line graph and a scatter plot. I've already created some fake data, which is a time series data, and it shows 5 periods of time. Let's just say it's 5 weeks or 5 months or 5 years. And the corresponding value of our variable of interest is y, which is given here in column B. So the value of y in time period 1 was 20, it was 30 in time period 2, and so on and so forth. So in order to create a chart, the easiest way is to highlight the entire table and go to the insert option, and you'll see up here that there are multiple choices given to you already, and you can insert a scatter plot or a line chart. We're going to start with a scatter plot, and we can pick this basic style. This one already includes the line. So notice you don't have to include it as a separate line chart if you just wanted to use this. After you pick what kind of scatter plot or line chart you have, you will retain the option to, I'm going to adjust it a little just so that we can see everything. You can pick different styles on how you want to show it. You can change the variables. You can enter chart elements such as the chart title. You can put data labels where it'll give you the values right here in this manner. And we can also play around with different kinds of layouts, like I said earlier. But there are multiple options that you can explore. There is this one layout 3, which I particularly like because it gives you a linear function that it shows when you pick this choice. And this would be the regression line if you were running a regression on this. This allows you to directly find out what this line would be. You can change this to being time period, and you can change this axis title here to read value of y, and you will see that this allows you to play around with some of these. There are also other chart options. As you notice, they'll show up on this side. You can change the text, you can change the color. If you don't like the blue but you wanted a different color, then you can change that color here to orange or whatever you want it to be. So just play around with this. You can change the style of markers. Notice the markers here are in blue, but suppose I want them to be in black, then I can pick black. Same thing here. Each marker style can be changed. If there's a particular marker that you like more than the others, then you can pick that and change it to whichever color you want it to. Notice that. So these, and you'll see that the legend will show up to explain to you what is being done. You can delete the legend if you don't want it. Again, this is just a question of playing around with it. So this was the basic line graph and scatter plot. And now I'll show you how to insert a pie chart. So I've used a different data set for the pie chart, and what you could do is say that you wanted a pie chart for the full-time, part-time, and the full-time and part-time students at De Anza College. This is one of the examples in the business statistics textbook. And you can pick the full-time and part-time, go to insert, and there's a pie chart option right here, which allows you to enter it in. And once you have this information, you can add the chart element in this format. If you wanted to use the percentages instead of this, then you would have highlighted, you would go back in here and highlight the percentages, and again insert pie chart. Notice that the percentages are not going to be significantly different, so just play around with this. Again, you have to pick what you want to call it. Notice in this case we had highlighted the full-time and part-time options, so it showed up as full-time and part-time. In this case we hadn't highlighted that option, so it just showed up as 1 and 2. But you can still include the chart elements inside, center, right? You can format them as you please. So the pie chart is pretty straightforward if you know what you're doing. The only requirement for a pie chart is that the total has always got to be 100%. You cannot create a pie chart if the total is not 100%, which we'll see in this case. Full-time students, students who intend to transfer, and students under 25, the total of these three comes out to be 150%, because there are going to be students who are full-time and under 25, or students who intend to transfer and are still full-time and still under 25. So we cannot use a pie chart because this total here is 150. However, what we could do is we can highlight these categories and insert a bar graph. And you will see that when you insert the bar graph, it adds a Pareto line. You can choose to not include the Pareto line. It won't let you just delete it directly, but you can just put no line option and it will automatically delete that for you. So this becomes your bar graph. Again, it's all a question of picking the correct data and doing it. And I think that completes the basic tutorial for the three or four major types of graphs.